like, oh, that's not bad. That's not average. It's good. It could be better.
She said, let's just restart. Like, we could wipe out half of those people.
No,
we don't need them.
We're not wiping out existence per se.
I'm scared to go to Huntington Beach. I'm like, dude, the water, like, oh God, you know?
Entrepreneur high school?
Yeah, you heard about that?
Yeah.
They could have taught us graphic designing. You know how prepared for life you would be if they taught you graphic designing inside. Dude, they had the cashier looks at you and is like, don't you ever wonder what I do with the money you leave on the table? Like, you know, and they're like, everyone has one thing, everyone. And that's why and I can say that confidently, and I can say that, okay, obviously, no, except for children, but everyone, even children, actually, everyone fucking has it. Do you know what that is?
You know, like this.
What's up, everybody? How y'all feeling today? We're back at it again with the white vans. This is I don't even know, do we even consider these episodes? This is just another B&E After Dark. We're just gonna just hop right into it. Episode 6. Second. I mean, After Dark. So this is for all the dead homies. Shout outs to you guys, man. We put up a toast for you, everyone in the room, even Sarah in here, the studio. And we just want to be able to talk about life and enjoy this journey. So if this is your first time being a part of the show, take a sip, get comfortable, relax. We're going to talk about some deep topics. We left off on some spiciness, so we got to pick up where we left off. But the moral of the story is this is the beginning of never ending, the beginning of people's journeys of stories and lives, just life, in general. And our goal is to archive lives and be able to have real raw conversations and talk about topics that are interesting to us. So hop on our Discord, jump into our channels, get involved. We're streaming on Twitch right now, and we have a lot of cool things coming through the pike. So we're excited to build the community out. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Miss Monica Cruz. What's up, love?
What's up, everybody? Hi, I'm happy to be here.
Hey,
hi.
Back at it again. So we had a deep conversation specifically pertaining to Akai. Oh gosh, every time I try to say it, I say it wrong.
Ikigai or something
Ikigai,
like that.
Girl? Yes. Oh, you Googled it.
No, I
Shit.
didn't. I think
yes, she came in raw. That's what I wanted. I wanted to make sure. So, yeah, this has been an interesting topic for us because we've been trying to, it's not like, I got this from Destiny, so shout outs to Destiny. If you don't know who he is, Destiny.gg. He's like one of the best streamers that I think, especially on the kind of left side of the field. And he was talking about this with a young conservative TikToker. So I was really, he just brought up in casual conversation, but I thought it was a really deep topic. So I'm excited to jump into it with you. So, whatever. So, just to catch people up, we're going to be talking about like 4 main things, right? 4 main things. First one being is what you love. The next thing being, what are you good at? The next thing being, what can you be paid for? And the final thing is what the world needs. So we were starting off with what you love. And just to be clear here, just to kind of retouch on some things, okay? First, you have to define, right, what is love, right? And we had a really good topic about that. But can you kind of, I don't know if it changed over last night.
I'm not repeating that. I don't even remember what I said.
All right, well, look, we got to repeat it now. So what is love? What is
Give me one moment. I'm so sorry. I'm like screaming into this thing. It's so loud. Sorry.
Oh, the head? Her head is too big.
Yes, it is.
It's good?
Yeah. Actually, can you go up a little
Lower?
bit? Go up a little bit.
Up.
Hello. I think that's good.
That
That's good. Yeah.
All right, good
I
stuff.
was like, I couldn't hear anything else except myself. I was like, hello.
This is too much. So yeah, what is love? What is love, Monica
I'm
Cruz?
really gonna have to repeat that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, this is
Can I ask Siri?
Siri cannot give you the definition. It means different for different people.
Yeah.
So
I think there's different forms of love. I don't think that I could just be like, yeah, this is love. Like, that's something that you experience many, like, multiple times in your lifetime, I would say.
Okay, so if we agree on that, but I guess what is that love experience for you?
Love, like how I had said, feeling nurtured, feeling secure, feeling protected, feeling like you are, like somebody makes you feel like you are almost like worth living, I would say. Because when you get that love, when you feel like someone appreciates you, you just feel like really warm inside, and you feel like you're doing something good in the world by just existing. At least I do. Like whenever I get a warm embrace or something from like my mom, I'm just like, I feel so good inside. And it's like she doesn't really have to do much except just like be present. And I'm just like, oh, I feel the love. Like I don't know how to describe it at this point, but I would just say it's just like a cumulative of just feeling unconditionally accepted or like not judged or like wanted.
Okay, I agree here. So one of the things about I'm gonna keep trying this throughout the night. So chat, tell me if I'm doing this wrong. Ikigai, right? So one thing about ikigai is the one thing is one specific on is what do you love, right? And one of the things you mentioned, and I'm curious if it stayed the same. I don't know if over 24 hours things would change, but art is a big thing that you love. Is that still true today?
Yeah, I do love art. I like a lot of things. I don't think that I've actually like tapped into like many areas to say like that I know what exactly it is that like I love, but from what I've seen in my whole entire life, art has had a big role in how it's like shaped my perspective, or like influenced me in the things that I like, the cultures that I like, the music that I like, just things like that. So I would still say it's still art.
Okay. So then let's move on to the next part. Okay. What are you good at?
What am I good at? I personally think that I am good at...
Sarah's writing this down for us. We're archiving this chat. We need to archive this as well. So, sorry, go on.
I don't think it's like a good thing, but it's kind of like I noticed that I'm good at working. Like I'm always keeping myself busy, and not to say that, oh yeah, like, like I know I'm a hard worker, but it's not always a good thing because I like to work. I like to make money. I want to move forward and stuff, but that like comes at a price because I don't get to like do as many things as I'd like, or I realize like it ends up being a me issue where like I need to just like prioritize and refocus my energy and like know how to like manage my time better, but like adulting is pretty hard. So
sure, yeah, but the thing here I think what's interesting is specifically is asking like, what are you good at? Do you feel like there's a skill that you have that you are good at? You mentioned working. I think working is kind of like, but
working with people, I would say. Working with people, like having that drive to like, still put a face on. Like I know there were a lot of times where like I was not okay,
right?
But I would be like mentally strong and capable to just like go and like leave everything at the door and like just pretend like everything was fine, even though it wasn't. Because I know recently there was a time where I couldn't even do that. So I think that something that I'm really good at is like, or was at least, was like keeping my emotions in check, like being a good worker, like being able to kind of like it's weird not say like be like a server or whatever, but I feel like I do good in
like helping people,
like giving back to the community, or like trying to be involved, or like trying to be like selfless when it comes to like my job. Like I take my job really, really seriously. Like I want to give it like full, like I want to be there emotionally, like to give support. I also want to be there like present to like, to make it the best that it could be, even though it's something like minuscule, like I'd like try to do good overall. I don't know if that answers.
No, I think it does. I think so people is a big outlet for you. You want to be able to not only be of service to them, but you also want to add value. Right?
Yeah.
You want to feel like anyone who interacts with you is, and that's I think essentially what you're good at is giving people value, right? If you have like a specific duty or job, or if there's something that's expected of you, you feel like you do go above and beyond and be able to achieve that goal for whoever the people or whoever I guess your career is, I guess, if that makes
Well,
sense.
yeah, I feel like when I was like smaller, a lot of the times my mom made me go out and like talk to people. She'd be like, "Oh, go get the groceries, go do this, go do that." I'm like, "I don't want to talk, go do it." And I'm like, "Okay," so I'd have to talk to people. It was uncomfortable,
Sure.
and so like that already like gave me some life skills on how I have to like talk to people and like. We do things more like cultural. Like I don't know if this is everybody, but like we for sure Hispanics like to go to swap meet, right?
Sure.
So we go to the swap meet that's nearby, and you're like trying to haggle for the best prices. And so
Yo.
my mom was like, "Well, I'll go get this. You go do this. Go, make sure you tell them this." And I'm like, "Why don't you do it?" No. You go tell them. So you
That's cool.
learn how to like talk to people, how to communicate, with people that are like twice as old as you. And so like from there started that, and then like being involved in my brother's sports. He had like community sport, and so I was like involved like helping in the snack bar, collecting touchdown revenue, like stuff like that. Like I was always essentially involved with the community, so like they kind of went hand in hand, I guess.
So I almost want to say that I hate to do this, but it seems like you're good at being reliable. Is that a because anyone who's essentially, when your mother's depending on you to do something, you mentioned that because you're saying you're good at it, right? So like when you were haggling, were you like killing the game? You were like, look, mom, I came back with some like
that was the only way. I couldn't come back empty-handed. There was no way.
so
I
yeah.
would get sent back. Like, you had one job. I told you to come back with this. Come here. And then, like, drag me by the ear. Like, lady, I told my daughter to tell you this, and you didn't buy into it. Like, she needs this. We need to get out of here. Oh, okay, ma'am.
So your mom was hustling.
Yeah, my mom was hustling. Yeah, so pretty much, I think the way my mom was raised, like she tried to like get me the jump start. So she's like, I need a trainer on how to do this and how to do this and how to do this. So like I feel like my life is like servitude in a way. Like I've like known how to do laundry and stuff since I was like 8 and whatever, and like been helping with like all the stuff with like the talking, the ordering, like I still to this day have to order the pizza for my mom. Like really, like she's like, hey, you want pizza? I'm like, yeah, it sounds good. All right, go see what the deals are online.
Go hustle, girl.
Yeah, she's like,
go out there in the streets. You better come back with $100,000. Oh no, I one of the things I think is cool is especially because I can relate a little bit, but it definitely feels like from your particular scenario, you had to grow up quick.
Yeah, definitely.
And so like you know how to deal with people. I think that's essentially what you're essentially saying.
Yeah,
like, you're really good at to be able to deal with people because you have to grow up quickly, right? You have to learn that skill of how to be able to be an adult and how to be able to work with adults and how to be able to like fend for yourself in a way, but mostly just be able to kind of create, I don't even want to call it win-win scenarios, but it seems like for sure, how to make it happen when you're like sitting there, you have to make something happen, you have to pull something out of thin air. It seems like you have the skill to do so.
Literally, I have to pull something out of thin air or I can't go back home. I can't.
It's real life.
Real life shit.
Okay, so so then if that's the case, if that's what you're good at,
So,
what is the difference between? Oh, go on.
I guess you could say that I like to make people happy because of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I like to serve other people because of that. I like to like try to get shit done. I try to please everybody. I realize like that's like kind of like where the downfall comes. Like that I'm a really big people pleaser, and it does come at a cost. Like sometimes I'm just like, oh, like after I regret it, I'm like,
okay, so then if you say that, right?
Yes.
Are you saying now that like are you saying that you're okay? Well, hold up. What do you think is the difference between love and being good? Because you're saying that you're good at being a serving, right? You're good at I want to call it people pleasing, but you're good at that type of like interactions with humans, right?
Mm-hmm.
You love art, right? So what is the difference between to you from something being something you're good at versus something you love? Or is it easier to define what is good? What is good in your eyes?
Good is, I guess, when you say good, like generalizing it, it's like acceptable, right? Like something that
Okay.
you would be okay with, like putting out in the world. I would say, like when I say, oh, that's good, like, oh, that's not bad, that's not average, it's good, it could be better,
Right.
But when I say I love something, I'm like, I love it. You can't change my mind. Like it's I'm gonna love it. I'm only gonna love it even more. That's how I would kind of like differentiate them. But when you're asking like, oh, between what is it like?
No, I understand. I think good. I think I should have rephrased that differently. But I think good is essentially is acceptable. It's like achieving a goal. You're good at achieving this goal of serving and helping and people pleasing in a way, right? Helping people. Well, that's the goal, right? The goal is to do that, and you're really good at doing so. Like you're consistent. You're reliable. It's acceptable the job that you do in terms of that specific thing.
Yeah,
Is that fair to say?
yeah, that's fair to say. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Next one.
Trying to confuse me.
Yeah, next one. What can? This is interesting. What the world needs. What do you think the world needs right now, in your mind?
The world, I think, needs right now, at least some parts of the world. I don't know if the entire world, but seeing like the weather and everything lately, I was gonna say like the world might need like a little reset, like a like
she said let's just restart. Like we could wipe out half of those people.
no,
We don't need
we're not
them.
wiping out existence per se. Just
She
say,
said one child policy. We don't need no more. Too many bodies up here. Okay. I'm just kidding. No. What do you think what do you think the world needs?
oh man, the world needs a lot of love. The world needs less wars. The world needs reform. The world needs a lot of stuff. I can't believe that we're still where we are, like in different parts of the world. Like it sucks. Like we like hashtag thankful because we don't see a lot of that stuff that actually happens. At the same time, though, I know there's like waters out there that are like super crystal clear and like
Right.
that's really nice too. Like that actually also exists. Like it's kind of sucks that like not a lot of people will ever get to experience it. And me having the opportunity, I haven't experienced it either.
We're in Earth
Like,
Day. This is Earth like month, right? I mean, we're in essentially a really good big trying to be carbon neutral, just trying to make sure that we leave the world better or not as a big of a footprint as we found it.
yeah.
And so you feel like the world really needs to have
It needs to be cleaned up for sure. Like it's been needing it. Like you constantly hear things like, "Oh yeah, like this place, they leaked into the ocean," or "Oh, we're still trying to save the whales. We are barely saving the bees, and the only way we did that was classifying them under some type of a fish." Like I heard that somewhere, or I read that somewhere, and that's because my boyfriend really loves bees. Like he's a fanatic. And I'm just like, really? Like, that's the only way? That's how we're making change? But hey, one step closer, one step forward. But it's just like all the loops or like everything that we have to jump through just to do that. And
Sure.
like, I don't know how it's going to work with like the whole emissions thing and the whole, like, I don't even know. Is he still building tunnels under the
Elon Musk? Oh,
yeah.
dude. Yeah, I think he's still trying to connect that tunnel. It looked pretty deep.
I haven't even seen it.
But I think okay. I think I would actually. You know what I think? I think I don't say I disagree with you here, right? I don't think I disagree with the world doesn't need to be cleaned up. I think where I disagree with you, I think that's like the biggest thing on the priority list. And that sounds wild to say, but I think the biggest thing on the priority list is the world needs less division. I think one of the biggest problems is that like a lot of these things would be solved if a lot of people can just be coming on the same page. Obvious things, right? Like I think everyone, not even global warming per se. If you want to, be all political with the terms here, but mostly just realize like hey, it's to certain things like that probably should be, we should be reforming these things, finding ways to be able to create energy cheaper. Like one of the things I find is really odd, and this is like someone coming from a solar background, right? Is that solar is actually probably not the most efficient way to be able to generate energy for a lot of people. Wind farms is probably not the best way to do it. Now, solar is cool and especially for homes, individual homes, like you should get it. But like for like windmills and like all these things to try to power millions and millions of people, and it breaks all the time. Like you've driven to like Arizona or like Las Vegas or something, and you've seen the windmills just broken. It don't even.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, man, it's like people get the what I call it is like you have the prescription for the disease or diagnosis, right? Like I think we all agree on the problem, but the prescription we're providing, I think, is just so insane, right? Like we should just create more power plants. Like it's super cheap, it costs like nothing. It doesn't create anywhere near the amount of emissions that a solar panel would cost. Like the minerals and the materials and like all the things. Like it's just one thing that you can sit there and be and just power millions of people over like X amount of time. Nuclear is really cool, right? But simple things like plastic. Why in God's green earth have we not like got away from this whole plastic thing? Like microparticles are all up in the ocean. Like I'm scared to go into Huntington Beach. I'm like, dude, the water like oh God, you know what I mean? That's like probably 6 bottles I just drank, right? You know what I mean? Like so it's really odd that we kind of like we're finding that plastic are in the food that we eat, like fish. Like I don't know if you heard about this, but like you eat fish and there's plastic particles like
whatever it is that they ate or in the contaminated water.
The thing is about sand is like it's like a I don't want to call it a shredder, but like it just dissolves things as it hits it and crashes on top of that bottle. So it's like a little microcell that you can barely even see, and then that stuff is in your fish and you're eating it when you go to sushi or whatever, and you're just realizing like whoa, like how something out of sight but out of mind, but man, is it affecting just your kids' lives in the future? You got to be careful about stuff like this. So I agree with you. I think it's a big thing, but I think it starts with just the divisiveness so much of people.
Yeah, well, definitely, like, besides the organizations that are already trying to, like, do the most and, like, do different, things like helping hunger or helping the ocean or just, like, helping emissions, everything, we have that, but I think politics has also like a big hand in a lot of things. People are always pushing their own agendas. We have the prescription, but we always get FDA regulated for a lot of things anyway, so you may have it, but then they're like, take this out, take this out, take this out, and you can't market that, and so like you're not really given what you actually need anymore. You're just given like a filler, as you would say. So like I totally understand. And we have our representatives, and when we have all these people that are actually doing things, and I don't know too much about like politics, but from what I did see on the Twitter community, there's this one, I don't know if she's like a senator or representative or what, but she's like actually doing a lot for, I believe it's the state of Texas. I think her name is like Alexandria Ocasio. I may be incorrect. She might not be from Texas, she's
she's a district of New York. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's like
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
There we go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like whenever she starts her program or like whatever, she's like, oh, we've done this, we've helped this many people, we actually said that we were going to talk about this, and we did this, and this is what we did with your money, and this is how we relocated. And like when I saw that, I was like, yes, there's somebody doing something out there for at least one community. Now we need more, like how can we get her to educate or to like get more people on board, like.
No, I hear you. I think it's really important to be able to not only just help your own community, but you're able to pay that message forward. But I think that's a big part. And this is why I think the divisiveness is like what the world needs. Now, I'm not trying to discount the planet. Without the planet, we all die, right? So mm-hmm. I clearly believe that that's like on the, if not the second next thing, it really is on the top of the priority list. But the way I see things is that like a lot of people don't speak. Like you have these thoughts, right? I have these thoughts, but I go on Twitter, I go on Facebook, right? And I think that like I'm speaking, but I'm not really I'm speaking to the ether, this internet of millions and millions and millions and millions of other people, billions of other people just trying to message a comment, post something up, and try to get heard from someone, right? And maybe 10 people will see it out of billions of individuals, which makes it so that, like, what big of a difference are we making? I think that we could be more active in our local communities, and by being more active, we can be the example. And by being the example, more people want to be that. We'll either want to move to where we are, or we'll want to be able to, or want bring those policies to other places. You're able to fester things. And so I think like local politics is a big aspect of things, which is like a big part of what we want to do here is like get people on here who are from the community, talk about the things that matters to you, right? Like you're talking about a worldly thing. Now I want to go on.
Like you want to talk local now.
Now I'm going to bring it down. Okay. See when I went there?
Yes.
I did that right there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to know, what do you think in your life? Like what is something that you need, right? And even maybe talk, if you want to go just a little bit less, but let's just say IE. And then we'll go to you after that. But what do you think, like, Inland Empire, the people, your community, the people that you walk around and talk to every single day, what do you think they need?
Let's see. Well, so far, my community where I live, like that Rancho Fontana area, it's growing. And right now, it's been a while, but they're currently working on Sierra Avenue. That's like a really big street, and it's really chaotic. But I don't know why they decided to put Entrepreneur High School.
Yeah, you heard about that?
Yeah.
Have you seen all that on my Instagram and everything? This high school called Entrepreneur High School. Yeah. And it's like crazy because the students, it feels like the students are like promoting the high school, trying to recruit more people to the high school.
It's like, why are they making the students recruit it? Because they're business students? Business entrepreneurs?
But it's so interesting, right? I've never seen this before. Like you have, like, it's so smart. Like you're using your students to recruit, to bring more people to your high school, right? And it almost in a way is teaching them how to do it, how to do ads, and it's just very interesting. Like
marketing.
But it's never something I've ever thought I would see. But it's been but that's sorry not to interrupt. No, that's okay. That's a whole topic I would love to do because I haven't done any more research on it, but I would love to learn a little bit more about like what in particular is going on. I might have to reach out to them. We might. Hey Sarah, hold up, full stop. Write that down. We might hit up Edawanda. Oh, we should hit up both of them. Entrepreneur High School. And I'm really curious about like what are they? If anyone knows, chat. If you know anyone who's like who knows anything about Entrepreneur High School, tell them to DM us. I will have you sit down. I would love to hear the story. Like what is going on there?
And why is it on a busy street? And why is it across from like a really bougie senior living center, like assisted living center? Like they got better housing than most of Sierra.
Yo, like what is happening? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But that's a very, very interesting thing. I've seen that as well, and I've been very curious about what is going on there. But anyway, continue what you're saying. So what do you think the community needs? Better roads, it seems.
Better roads for sure. Okay, so one time for sure, and it's still a recurring thing. Like one time I gave a friend a ride down. I want to say the street is Merrill. I want to say it's Merrill. But anyways, I went there recently. This is like 6 years, maybe like 7 years ago. I went there recently. This is 7 years ago, and I went there recently.
Right.
And the dips are still there. I remember when I had my old car, like I was barely going like 30, 40 or something. I don't even know the speed limit on the street. And there was like a bush covering the sign. It was like the middle of the night, and it's a dip, right? Yeah, the dip is still there. So when I like seen it, I had like PTSD almost, and I'm like, how can they have it fixed?
What is going on here?
Yeah, so
yeah, dude, the roads are horrible. There's this dip we have on this road, and it's just this indent, like literally.
It's like,
if I could put it to context, it's this deep, like literally from the top of this easel to like the top of this table. It's just and it's about this deep. They're like this thick, and you'll just like literally fall into it. I'm not exaggerating. We drive past it every day, and I'm telling you that thing's been there for 2 years, and I'm thinking like, how is this possible? What is going on? But I can understand the roads. That's a big problem. It's a real big deal. The thing I think it is, okay, and that's just because we're Californians, but like. I think sincerely it's the education. one of the things I think is interesting is that the lack of education, local, like even like in terms of like educating people on like what's happening in their community. I don't barely know what's going on in my own town. Educating us about like different resources that we can provide, that not only the government or what yeah, just the government, people that, services that nonprofits provide, not knowing my local governor or local congress. Like, I don't know too much about my community. I barely know so much about myself. And even children who are being taught, they weren't really taught these things. Like, this is who your city mayor is. This is who your, this is who if you have problems with these things like a pothole, who do I go to, right? Because I can't, cause the thing I'm always thinking, let me just call 911. They're like, what the fuck are you calling me for? Like, they'll be like, what are you doing?
I have a pothole.
For real. Like, who do I get in contact? 2 years? 2 years has been sitting. You talking about since you were what, like this 10 years? Like, this hole's been sitting there?
Right.
It puts you in a whole different perspective. And so I would hope that like we can get better educated about the services and things that we provide. Just education for better children. And that's why I'm really curious about this entrepreneur high school. I'm really curious because I'm wondering, what are they teaching them, right? Again, I know, but I'm curious. I really am.
No, it's just like, it baffles me too, because I know that when we were in high school, they had been talking about, oh yeah, we want to get a stadium, la la la, la. And we're like, how are we gonna pull the funding? We barely have money for books.
Facts.
Like you guys
Facts.
have us walking with like 6 books, like
that were like in the 1980s, 1990s. It was old books. I mean, the books we had were peeling apart like it was crazy. Yeah, it was nuts. Now they got tablets. Okay,
I know, that's why
where was our tablets? Come on, like, where's our tablets? Like, help us.
Yeah.
Actually, I can go. I forgot to bring it. No. Like, okay, not our tablet. Okay, like, where are the tablets? Who are these kids? These kids getting tablets? Like, yo, if I had to tell you what I would do with that? Sucker?
We didn't even have enough books. Like, we didn't even have extra books for our students in class.
We were still using crayons. We were still using that. Yo, come on now. Yo, you weren't using crayons
for what?
No, like, art classes and stuff. They got crayons in fucking like English class or something. Like, I remember using crayons specifically for like math class. We had to draw like different colors for geometry and stuff. Like, what I'm saying is that like they could have taught us graphic designing. You know how prepared for life you would be if they taught you graphic designing inside. They had like a computer class, but it had no graphic design class. Squirrels, did they?
I think I did take a computer class, but I don't think it was like intense, like graphic designing, unless you went into like the next, the next quarter, the next semester. Right. How does it go? I don't even remember.
Yikes.
Yeah, but yeah, that's how it was. Semester.
Next year. But yeah, so I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying, education, it should be on that list. But no. I think you're right. Roads are just horrible. Another thing I would also mention would be like drugs. We deal with a lot of that out here, like a lot of like hardcore drugs, and it's really affecting the homeless population. And I wish that I feel like the world really needs some support in that area, like to get out of like this whole criminalizing people for like just
Now, are you speaking specifically of like San Bernardino area or Pomona area?
I mean, this is like a world thing, and it's a local thing, but it's really bad out in those two cities.
Because I've seen it, really bad, like definitely in those areas. And I mean, I just literally saw a homeless guy when I got off the freeway, like on my way over here, and that still made me sad. But like, like it's still sad that we see them everywhere, like it's normal. It's like not cool.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah,
full stop. And that's the thing. I think that's could be a really good fix if people would just find a way to focus on it. But I think that's again the step up of like, you got to get involved with local community. You got to get involved with what's going around. If you don't do that, then if you don't stop this divisiveness, then what can you really fix? Yeah,
I mean, like, okay, so our local mayor does a good job of reallocating funds and like, bringing up the city and everything. She's been in office for like, since I've been in like middle school, high school, I don't even know. So she's been in office for a long time. And yeah, like the area that I live in is thriving. The city next over is thriving. It's growing. But like, how do we have a whole amphitheater, brand spanking new, Miller Park, I believe. And like, we can't do anything about the homelessness. We can't do anything about the unpaved roads. You know, like we can't do anything about, like you said, the potholes.
Yeah, I think that you can't write that off, right? You need like a monument with your name on it. I'm just kidding. It feels like it though. It feels like a lot of these people want to be able to put shrines in their honor instead of like, yo, look, man, we could really use these resources in these specific areas.
It's
And
like,
so,
yeah,
rough.
it's gonna bring in money, but it's like, you know, give and take, give and take. It feels like it's just like we don't see where any of the money is until like 5 years later, and even then we're not getting what we're asking for. We're getting housing, we're getting, you know, like this and that, and like great, ooh, nobody can afford it right now. Everything's in inflation, you know, like.
You stop. And one of the things I think, just real quick pause there, is, you know, I know not every cent, but I pretty much know almost where all my money goes, right? What's happening with my dollar? Where is the dollar going? But one of the things I never really pay attention to, right, is what's happening with my taxes. Like, I pay city and local taxes, right, state taxes, and I'm really wondering, like, these sales taxes that I'm paying into, where are they going to, you know? And do we get to vote on that? Like, if we do, then like, what am I? You see, like, I feel like there's a big lack of education in terms of like, and even on my end, right, of just kind of like, how you can these differences that you want to make, you have been spending for it, but you're almost like not using it. It's almost as if like you go to the store, you buy something, and then a portion of your money you just leave it on the table, and you say all right, and you just leave, and you're like, you do that every day for 20 years, and finally the cashier looks at you and is like, don't you ever wonder what I do with the money you leave on the table? Like, you know, and they're like, oh well, you know, I feel like it's going to, like, man, looking at the store and it looks nice. You guys got like new appliances, you know, you got some better products. And you're like, oh, thinking like, oh man, well, this extra products that I have must be smacking. It must be, you know, but then you realize the prices are increasing. Like, you start realizing like, wait,
Everybody's fed up. You're barely getting customer service.
but I still got this bum ass 2006 Honda Civic sitting in the parking lot right now. I still living in the same busted ass house I've been in for like 10 years. I haven't got to redo my kitchen. I haven't got to get no new appliances. So you're like sitting there like, damn, why did I leave this money on the fucking table all these years? And man, it would be awesome if someone could get educated on that. So
Yeah, like they're always sending out. They're always sending out like booklets, like, oh, the city's hosting this, the city has this event, the city has this event and that, and like the city has adult classes or whatever. But
Right.
like, you know, and nowadays, like when you get your ballot in the mail, now they send you all the information over text. It's like they could easily do that too, you know? They could be like, oh, where your local city does something where it's like they're sending you information. Oh, hey, your representative. Oh, hey. How many people like that? Not a lot of people like spam though. I don't like that. But I mean, you know, it could work. We could.
But I think, okay, let's be for real. I'm gonna take it like real for real. If you really think about it, right? Do you really? I'm not opening my mail like that. Straight up. I think, okay, now this is gonna be a hot take too, but I'm gonna, yesterday, we're gonna act like yesterday didn't happen. If you didn't watch yesterday's episode, you're gonna have to check it out when Sarah decides to post it. When she feeling like posting it, Sarah's gonna go and post that vid. Don't skip the whole pod. It was a good pod.
This guy's had me in the hot seat like
It was rough. The last 20 minutes was like what should be,
like,
deleted from existence.
My third eye isn't even open yet. I can't answer these.
It's real life right now. We needed some substances for today. The question I had though for you is you have this local community, right, where everyone has one thing, everyone. And that's why and I can say that confidently, and I can say that, okay, obviously, no, except for children, but everyone, even children, actually, everyone, everyone fucking has it. Do you know what that is? Everyone has it.
A life. I don't know.
Okay, yo, hand me that.
Responsibility.
Hand me that shit right there.
A phone?
Yeah, yep.
A phone?
Yes.
No.
Everybody has this shit. Okay? Everybody.
We definitely didn't have that.
Kids, babies. Okay? Like, everybody got this phone. Everyone got a phone. You ever think about that? Like, everyone got a phone. You could just send my ballot to my phone. You send me a text. Boop. Someone's going to vote. Like that. And the thing is, everyone has a certain cell phone number now. There's a lot of spam callers, which we were just talking about.
Yes.
But, it's a thing. It's a thing.
But you know how, like, on like apps like Snapchat or whatever, where they have like geotags, or they have like, oh, you can tell them you're at this location. They can easily add ads like that too.
For real.
Yeah, they've done it before. Like, what's stopping them, honestly? And it's like easy marketing. It's easy, it's something that people use regularly.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like a good way to get it out, but I don't see.
So okay, so we had a few comments here, right? So ZZ Night 2, okay, so I had to buy tablets. The teachers who want a successful lesson will buy the supplies. Yo, you're so I know who ZZ Night is, so she must be a teacher. So buying your own equipment for teaching, right? Like the school wouldn't provide it for you. And we were just talking about earlier, YouTube before the pod. We were talking about how private schools be getting decked out.
Yeah.
Private schools be getting decked out. They got. I don't even know what is They be doing fencing. Fencing. Yo, I didn't even have a male's volleyball. They got fencing. So I think it sucks that there's no tablets or anything for teachers, and they have to buy their own supplies. Right. That's That's just like. Disheartening. It's disheartening. You're making the person who is paying for you're already paying taxes, right? And then that person has to pay taxes off of, so you understand? They're using your taxpayers' money, right? That's just the change. That's the extra, right? That's like, just take that, right? And then they're like, okay, now that you took in that, teachers, we're going to need you now to take that, and then you're going to have to give it back. You have to go. You're like, wait, but I just got it. Yeah, but you got to buy the crayons. Like, but I just, or you got to buy the pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, how crazy is that? To go and just say, you have to take that. That's just brutal. That's crazy. Am I tripping? Sarah, I might be tripping. Sarah.
No, I think.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Go on, do your thing.
No, I kind of get you, because, like, I mean, they're literally setting the foundation for your child. They're literally, depending on what they teach them, how they teach them, how enthusiastic they are about it, how they taught or they learned themselves, and how they're going to, display that to your child, will either create a millionaire or create someone that's doesn't really care about what they're learning. And if you're paying an institution a whole bunch of money for that as well, it's kind of like a slap in the face that they can't even give you the bare minimum. You're literally trying to set them up for success, and you can't even do that. It's
brutal.
Yeah.
Could you? I mean, I couldn't imagine. Right? Like your job, and it's a double-edged sword, because now you're in charge of these two institutions, right? Like, you're the one supposed to be making sure they got the resources that they need to educate these kids, right? And then now these teachers are now having to use their income to try to educate the kids, right? To purchase things, right? And they're spending hours of their time trying to create their own curriculum, right, to the standards that needs to be met. And you're these kids, right? If they don't teach them well enough, they get fired. So you have to spend the money, right? Because if you don't spend the money to at least give them the tools that they were supposed to get, or they should be getting, to compete, to be able to do these basic things, right? And most parents are not, well, unfortunately, during that time, right? Most parents weren't being involved in kids' lives, because they're thinking like, oh, I'm paying for taxes, so they must got it. These kids must be getting the best education.
They got the resources, yeah.
But they're just the teachers are just getting squeezed in all areas. It sucks. I feel for you, ZZ Knight. I feel you for you heavy. I feel pretty heavy. I don't know if you had anything else you want to mention there.
I did. I lost my train of thought, though. I was going to say something important, though. And it was focused around, the unfairness of it.
True.
Damn, I don't remember what I was going to say, though.
Well, I got something if you think of it back, okay? Okay. So we got Princess Anna Malia. Did I say that right? Anna Malia? Dude, I think I said that right. Hey, shout outs to your name. She says, say it louder for the people in the back. Yes, we voted people thinking that their votes doesn't matter, but they do. The votes do matter. Yeah, also go to council meetings. And, shout outs to you, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get involved with the council meetings. And I would love to know if anyone knows, DM us of what we can do to be a little bit more involved in local communities, especially in the Empire, because that's where we are in the IE. Because I think it's not just important just to understand your local, things that are going on, but especially to understand what's going on in future politics, actual growth and development, and making people feel what I'm doing matters for the large sense of the community. So Yeah, I completely agree with her. Have you been to a city council meeting before?
Yes and no. I don't know if it was necessarily a council meeting, but it was because my brother was in sports and their team for the city won. They went to championships, and I think they got like some type of award.
Oh, that's
I don't,
cool.
But I don't think it was like a council meeting.
Right. Like
but
an award ceremony.
yeah, like an award ceremony. Yeah.
Sure.
So I've never really attended one of those, but I think a lot of the reasons that people aren't so comfortable with that as well is like they don't just want to vote on something that they're not like 100% aware of, or like that they like the research or they put the time to like figure out. Like they just don't want to like bandwagon. Like for me, I don't just want to bandwagon.
Sure.
And
just join a party because everyone does.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I want to be well informed,
Sure.
but there's only so much that like you can get informed on without actually like being involved. Like does that
You
make
have
sense?
to. No, I get it.
You have to
I get
put your you can't just like do word of mouth from everyone, because then you don't actually really know.
You're right.
Like,
No, you're absolutely right. I feel like if we got some form of education in school, specifically on voting, right? You have these city council members, right, showing up to award ceremonies or like graduations, but like why aren't they there like in the classroom? Like, why are they like where's the like, hey, look, I'm gonna not just like to do a photo op, but like to actually like, look, guys, put pressure on me. Like when you grow up, you're going to start seeing things. You can make actual changes. Now, the changes that you want to make, all you got to do, right, is just get involved and learn and start getting as you grow. But I think what's really tough is that you then have the other side, right? You have uneducated voters being told you need to go out there and vote, and they're being kind of manipulated to vote for something that they don't.
They don't.
And so you that's why I think the education side of just like getting these people educated, right? That's why I'm so entrepreneur high school. Listen, look, we gotta know. You gotta tell us, okay? What's going on in this school, okay? Because I'm curious. Because we already know private schools. We already know what's going on in public schools, clearly, right? So I'm really curious, like. What's going on in your school? I'm curious. Someone DM me. I'm really curious what's going on at Entrepreneur High School. Have you heard of what's going on in schools in Finland?
No.
Finland has some of the most interesting ways they go about school. So it's less about you still do tests. Obviously, you got to understand basic math, science, STEM stuff. But what's really cool, I think I like the most about it, is that when kids enter the high school, they talk to the counselor about what they need, and they'll literally create an individual, like not an individual program, but you know how like we all take classes, right? We have counselors who are supposed to sit down with us and be like, okay, look, so, right? What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be, and most people want to be like a YouTuber, right? But they'll actually be like, oh, you want to be a YouTuber? Okay.
So marketing. So we need to do this.
So let's get you started.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
So what do you want to YouTube? Like that's our counselor.
Yeah,
she'll be like, look, you might want to become a doctor. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that that's not a bad thing. I'm saying that we need more STEM people. But what I think about what they do in Finland, what I think is really cool, is that they understand that you're a kid. They understand you have a dream. Yeah. And they understand that why can't a kid get their dream? Why can't a kid at least be Superman for a day? Like let's build these kids to be like, yo, you can, if you want to, what do you want to be? Like, how your parents always used to tell you could do and be whoever you want to be. Remember? Yeah. Remember that?
Except that you need to be a doctor.
Except that, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Come on now. Yeah. Listen.
How much do they? No, I don't think so.
Exactly. So I think there's, man. Sir, am I wrong? Give it. Yo, keep it a buck. I 100% agree. So look, I really hope, man. I really, really hope. There's no way for me to see chat on the phone. I'm really mad. Sarah, you gotta figure out how do I do it, Sarah? How do I get this? Tell me how I could get chat on my phone, man. If there has to be a way, there has to be a way I could just watch it live, okay? Because I'm just trying to talk smack back. So anyway, you gotta join our Discord, guys. I can't talk to you guys right now, okay? Join our Discord. I can't see you, but if you hop on our Discord, we're gonna take a second. Please hop on the Discord.
Leave it on.
Oh, okay, we Gucci. All right, never mind. I can see it as well now. But still, hop on the Discord because then I can see your messages and I can respond better. Okay, guys. So So, all right. So what were we talking? We were talking about Ikigagi, right? Oh God, this is gonna be a long one. All right. So, what the world needs for you, what you believe, the world needs the planet to be healthier, right? They need the people, planet, just in general. Like, we need less plastics, less global warming, and it just in a sense.
Yeah, we need to leave less of a footprint. Like, we need to like be more environmentally conscious, I would say. I guess that's the best way to put it. Like, we need to be able to leave something for the next generation and the next generation, you know, like the way we're leaving it right now, it's just like deteriorating and getting worse. And yeah, we're finding remedies to that for now, but like it's only going to get worse if we don't act now. That's what I feel for that, at least.
No, I feel you, and I think that's I think that's a beauty part, especially about Ikigai, is that especially because the next question is the final one, and I'm really really curious what you think about this. Okay, so this is again, we're back to you now. What do you do that can be paid for? Right? What can you be paid for?
I think you could be paid for like almost anything, really. Like, you can.
But like paid for.
Paid. Like,
okay, because I could be a dog catcher.
I mean,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what can you be paid for?
Well, I mean, I could be paid for like just literally posting on YouTube if I were to catch.
Just you.
Just me?
Yes, you. What can you?
Okay, literally just me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I can't make money off of YouTube like that, guys. I don't know what y'all thinking. Just myself.
But why? No, I'm not. I'm not even mean like that. But I'm saying essentially is that like you specifically.
Yes.
What can you be paid for?
What can I be paid for if I
like your highest potential? Like you could just I can make it. I'll make $1 million right now. You, Monica Cruz. What can you be paid for?
I think I could essentially in the future be paid for.
No, don't do that. I think you can make $1 million right now. I think you can add that much value to someone. Wow. Right? What can you be paid for? What can you be paid for?
But I have to have a product to sell. I can't just be like, yeah.
What would that be?
I have a lot of ideas. I would say the retail, my merchandise, my music.
I think you have great music.
Oh,
no, I think you have great music.
I could get better.
Listen, come on now. No, I think we understand that there's levels to this, right?
Yeah.
Right. But let me explain. Let me put this in perspective, okay? I'm gonna put this in like some like big perspective here, okay? What's $100 to a 6-year-old kid?
A lot. Your mama's gonna put it away for you. It's a lot of money.
To a 6-year-old kid, you think you're rich.
Yes.
You think you're rich, right?
You're like, oh, I'm ready to retire.
Right?
Yeah.
So what's $100 to a billionaire?
Chunk change.
But that's okay. Now, okay. What's $100 to a 100-year-old?
That's still a lot of money, I would think.
You think?
Yeah.
You think that's what happens?
I don't know. They're like, back in my day, it was a Carter. Nah. And then they like just stay there staring at the money. Like, how much do I need now?
Oh, I see your perspective. I didn't see it from that. I didn't see it from that angle. I think you're right. But my angle I was thinking more of was like, $100 means nothing. Because now you're older and you're like, your mentalities now is like, I want to experience life. Like life is. The money is.
I think once you know the value of what you're getting, then it like, yeah, you're like, oh, okay, it's nothing. Like, oh, if I'm gonna get an airplane trip to whatever Bali and it's only $100, like, hell yeah. But if it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to Las Vegas and it's $100, I'm like, hell no, I'll drive 4 hours. You know, like, it depends. Maybe the gas is the same. Who knows? So I guess it just really depends.
Oh, I need a tablet, Sarah. I need to draw this.
Oh, he's gonna draw it for me because I got the dumps.
No, we need dead ass. We need a tablet so I can draw on the screen. Chat, if you want a tablet, put it like this. Hey, take a second to put in the comments that you see us. Like, yo, look, I'm still here. What's up? Let's get it. And just like, yo, just check us out. Keep logging, follow, subscribe. We don't know what that means yet, but do something similar to that. The one thing I'm curious about is to draw, right? Because let's say, for example, you have this old lady, this old person who's just got $100, right? Like, what matters right now in life, right? Like, my life, I have like, I'd rather spend time with my grandson. I don't want to go shopping. What am I going to use this $100 for? Like, that doesn't mean, but it also depends on like the type of family you have, right? Like, how was your 100 years? Was your 100 years like broke? You never had nothing. You've always lived from house to house. Like, you had a struggle of a life. Is $100 like, or, because what happens, I think, when you're 6 years old, you don't
have any struggles.
You don't know what life is like.
Yeah.
So that $100 is like, no matter, everyone can, I mean, you can have very different lives, even in 6 years, you can have a horrible life. Not saying that, but I'm saying that, like, in general, the mass people of the population, I think there is something like that everyone can relate to, like the Cinderella story, or like, Beauty and the Beast. I think everyone has like Pinocchio, right? Oh, I know, dude. The life. Did you watch that?
Which one?
The Pinocchio,
the live action one.
Yeah,
no,
man. I was like,
well,
yo,
these Disney movies, they always have like some underlying theme that actually relates to like real life. They always teach a lesson.
But Pinocchio, the live action one felt like it was a little woke. It felt like it was too much. But
really,
but even when I think the old school, like Cinderella, you know what I mean? Mulan, like, come on now. Mulan, like The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, there's like, when you're 6 years old, dude, every 6-year-old loves that movie, You know what I'm saying?
I still love it. I mean, I still love it as an adult.
But like, you see what I'm saying? Like those moments that we all share?
Yeah.
And I feel like, $100 to like a 6-year-old and $100 to a 100-year-old. I hope at that time I'm more wiser.
It just.
You want to bring your mic down?
It just also.
Oh, you want to pull it down? Yeah, you good. It's this little. You have to grab this little elbow here. It's like a weird. We out there.
I was like, I know I moved it over.
So
it also, I guess it also depends on like the other person that's receiving that $100. Like, yeah, like how you said, like how they've been throughout their life, like.
Yeah, but I would hope that, like, there's some hope and dreams in there. So that's when I was asking you, like, in terms of like $1 million, right? Like, you could be paid for right now. But when I'm seeing $1 million for you, right, is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it's a big number. But in general, what I'm saying is that, like seriously, I think you could provide that much value. I think sincerely, I think you could provide that much value. Like, I could even say, even in an overnight sense, like, hey, you sat there and worked on your craft. You know what I mean? Like, you've been in the lab. You're like, cool. I'm learning how to produce. Come on now. Like, yeah, you're not fucking like, and yes, obviously using tools like, dude, we're about to use AI. What you mean? Yeah. He's going to draw us pictures. Absolutely. Yeah, I did that. I told AI to do that. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, learning how to use words to create. I think there's value that you could provide instantly. That can enrich your life, Because that was the kind of, I think, the meaning of the question, right? What can you be paid for? But anyway, I still think you kind of, I don't know if you answered it, but what can you be paid for? Like, what can you be paid for? Obviously anything, but like, yeah, like what, like, man, dude.
I would say you can honestly be paid for like anything though, because
Get excited. I love it.
There's literally, you could be like a random overnight celebrity and be like, oh, I sneezed into this napkin, and somebody who's obsessed with you will pay for that napkin.
Yo, for viral. Oh, she had to get close now. Viral, you're right.
Yeah, we'll pay for that napkin.
You got to go viral.
The rest though, right? Yeah, you got to go viral, yeah. Oh, me?
Yeah. Do you want to pull down more, Sarah? She needs it down more?
Am I too loud now?
No, you straight. So, okay. So then I'm curious then, if it's anything, then I'm going to go into kind of the final phase. We're going to the final phase, guys. We're at 8:20.
Alrighty.
Let's get it. So we're going to make it quick. We're going to make it like a snapshot, okay? Okay. What do you love?
Snapchat. Oh, I love art.
Okay. What are you good at?
I'm good at creating.
Wait.
You want me to?
No, I thought you. Oh, is that okay? I thought it was.
I thought you just wanted me to generalize it and just give an answer. Sorry.
We just went through this whole deep talk about all these answers, and now you're ad-libbing. I'm like, wait, I'm not prepared. Where are you going? Don't leave without me. But if you're there, that's creating. Call it. What are you good at? Is creating. Call it. I'm done. All right, let's do it. What can you be paid for?
My skills.
Okay. And what does the world need?
The world needs balance.
Okay. All right. So what do you love is art, right? What the world needs is balance. That is your mission. Your mission in life, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. You're ready right now. I told you we're going in there. Yeah, she was not prepared.
I have this whole conspiracy theory on like my literally like my existence, my name, like my numerology, everything. So go ahead, tell me.
We're doing deep. Okay.
I can't wait to hear this.
Down the brainstem, down the rabbit. This is Alice in Wonderland. We just went there. Okay, so listen. This is a full episode here. Okay.
I need more apple juice.
Yeah, we need more apple juice. I need no more water for me. So what you love, okay, that is your mission, right? What do what the world needs, that is your mission. So that balance and love, okay? Now, explain, what does mission mean to you?
Your goal, like a goal. What you want to achieve. Where you plan to see yourself. Oh, thank you.
I got you.
Hey, okay, so what do you plan to see yourself? That's your mission.
Like a mission, yeah. Like what I want to achieve, thank you.
Chan. So okay. I think I see mission the same. I think mission is a sense of like you are tasked to do something in life. It's like I hate to say like your purpose.
Yeah. No, because you can have many different paths, but yeah, it's definitely like how you said it.
Oh, I guess that's fair, right? Your purpose can be many different things. But isn't a purpose is kind of like your kind of like what you should do, right? Doesn't purpose imply should?
I feel like
your mission?
I feel like purpose is kind of like predestined in a way. Like the way like it sounds like it would associate with predestined.
So no decision you can make can change that.
For purpose?
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that's like a mentality thing. Like,
perspective.
Yeah, perspective. Like there's some people that are like heavy into religion and they're like, oh, my purpose is to the word of God or this and that. But only after they got into all of that, because before they had a different purpose.
Sure.
Or they went through hardships or went through whatever that kind of sent them on a different path or on the right path.
And what's the difference between a mission and that?
A mission is
because you could fail a mission.
Mission, yeah, you can fail a mission. I feel like between a mission and a purpose is like you definitely have an understanding that it's something that is continuous.
So true.
And a mission is something like you achieve it and it can end or it can continue going. I would say. Sure. Yeah, you could like reach it and it's like, okay, well, this mission is done. What's the next mission, right?
So okay, I think it's the question, right? Like, do you listen, guys? I'm not sure if my brain can go here right now, but we're gonna try. So is a mission to you like you're thinking as if like I think a mission is life though, right? Because you're right. At some point you live your life, but at some point it ends, right? Like the mission will end, just like anything. Like purpose in life. Your mission in life, I feel like are almost one and the same, but I guess it wouldn't be the different words. I guess that's fair. That's interesting to see it from that perspective. So your mission, right, is to do what you love, right, which is art, right, and I guess essentially provide what the world needs, which is balance. So somehow through your art, provide balance to the world, right?
Ooh, yes. Yes, I think you're spot on. That's how I feel, actually. Yeah, like just provide comfort in some way. Like if that brings balance to the fold, then good. But I really think like things like that kind of inspire people or like help people out in ways that bring balance.
That's an interesting perspective, though, to think about.
Yeah.
It's a thought.
Oh, okay, Confucius.
I'm thinking. All right, so we move on to the next one. What is a profession?
A profession? What you are educated in?
Ooh, educated in. A profession is what you are educated in. I think a perspective is your craft. I think it's not just much of being educated. I think it's more of like experience.
Yeah, experienced. Yeah, definitely something that you're into your craft. You're experienced in it. Yeah.
But I guess you're right, because you can experience something and not learn shit. So maybe that's not. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is education. Maybe it's like you're
knowledgeable in it. At least, because I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, my profession is a doctor. Oh, you went to doctorate school? Nah, I watched General Hospital last night. But it's my profession now. Like I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, like I know where this bone is and that bone is. So like, yeah, I guess you would say my profession's in nursing now.
Sure.
Like, no, like I think it's something that you really have to like study or like be not knowledgeable.
He's like, look, listen, honey, I don't even, you know what I'm finding though? I'm finding what I think is interesting, that, there's like some really good content creators that know their stuff, you know, but there's some people in my neighborhood be like, yo, listen, you should probably watch their videos, man. Like you might learn something too, do you kind of feel like the profession that you have, not specifically you, but do you feel like the profession that people have is something that you should be proud of?
I think people are proud of their professions when they love it, but if it's something that they feel like, oh, well, I spend so much time educating myself on this, like I have to have something to show for it, that's when they're like, oh, like I'm not really into it as I was before, or I don't really even use this in my everyday life, or like whatever. And then they become better at something else, or, pick up a different profession. I think a profession is just like a skill set, or like something that you've studied, or something that you've dedicated your time into.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So then this is your profession. So what you were good at, you mentioned obviously helping people, right? You mentioned I'm really good at serving and helping others. But you also said something about creating. You're very good at creating. And that's really interesting, that dynamic there. Like serving and helping and creating, right? Like helping someone create things. Like that's really cool. That's dope, right? And then you also said, what can you be paid for? You said literally anything. Like, no, like literally anything. I can literally be paid to help create anything for anyone. That is what your profession is.
You literally can, though. You can.
Like, you literally can. Like, you're in like I think that's really cool to kind of see how that plays out.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll go to sleep at night. It's random. I'll go to sleep at night and be like,
it's like magic.
No, it's not even that. I'll like go to sleep with the thought, like, people really get paid to just be voice actors. Like, nobody's got to see their face. They're literally just like talking over cartoons, like having the time of their life. Like, how do I get into that? I just start thinking like the randomest thing, like, these people do this. I wanted to do this when I was younger. I wanted to be a professional taste tester. How's that gonna in my adult life? Like, right. Like I still think about these things. Like, people are really getting paid out here to do like YouTube and content creators.
Just like what's
all they gotta do is
forever, to this day, I'm sorry, but like them, like what's it called, Sarah? Is it Mumbak? What was that called? When you have like these people mukbang.
What?
you know what I'm talking about on YouTube, where like they'll have mukbang. Hey, Google that.
Mukbang.
Yeah, right. And they'll have like these big dishes of like this gooey redness, and you're just like watching someone with the ASMR mic, right? Just hearing them just like, I don't want to get in the mic, okay? But like in the mic, okay? Just destroying. Like it was the best gummy, like whatever red sauce thing this is in my entire life. Yeah, and you'll be tapping nails and scratching your ears. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
No, okay, now it sounds like I watch it, but hold up, I do not, okay?
It's satisfying.
You what? Yo, look, I'm thinking like, yo, that's crazy. I just can't imagine wearing headphones and just watching someone do that. So
You think that's crazy? I went on to TikTok one time, and like I hardly go on there. I have it, and like I don't even use it, and it's already gonna be like banned, right? But anyways, I went on there one time, and it was like a whole like freaking. It was like the swamp meet virtually or something. Like I don't know, but anyways, I like slid the little thing down, and the next thing I know, there's this chick just literally laying in bed. She's just laying in bed sleeping, and then like all these horrible sounds come on, like bees and like freaking like hammers, and she's like they're literally like sending her stickers, or like, you know, like people have to actually pay to like do stuff like that, or like have her like be uncomfortable, and I'm like, she's literally getting paid to like be annoyed. Like people are doing this, and then the next one switches to like somebody being like, oh, we got crystals right here, like, you know, like shoveling out like crystals, like freaking like amethyst, and like it's crazy. I was just like, what the heck? Like this is like my brain can't comprehend this, but you can do anything. This is literally the world in like one little in the phone. It's crazy. You can get paid for anything.
We're now talking about the metaverse, dude. Dude, I remember sitting there like we're looking at like, okay, we're looking at these like goggles, right? That you put on your face and you look literally in another world. Like, we're not talking about like, you know, hey, we're just gonna turn on the video game here. We're just gonna press the little tube here, and then we're gonna sit down on our little controllers and play Halo. You know, we're like, no. Like, I got a sword, and I'm looking at my homie. His mouth moves, and he's like, yo, what's up, G? I'm like, what the fuck? Hey, what's up, G? We're talking about Marvel movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
like the graphics and everything have like gotten so much better. Like they blow your mind every single time.
Imagine like being able to be like, you know what I mean? Like not like actually in that shit, but like you got the two things, and you're like the audience is like running with you, and you're like, oh, what's up, yo, Billy? Like we're like in the movie. Like I'm telling you, it sounds crazy, but you're.
It's like when you go to the movies and like you feel like, oh shoot, it's raining on me. It's like little waters like hitting you. Yeah, I'm honestly thinking like, oh, the next thing they're going to do is kind of like those Google glasses or whatever, but they're going to like shoot out holograms, kind of like Tony Stark style. And then we're going to be like, instead of 3D glasses, we're going to have those. We're going to be like, oh.
It's crazy. I'm just saying that like there's so much to life. And I felt like it's getting faster. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we're getting old.
No.
Like the progression, because I think like the progression with technology is slowing down. Well, for us, like I feel like
interesting.
Like we could have had so much more things. We've been talking about flying cars and all of this stuff, and we're barely getting to like emissions free. We're barely doing that like eco-friendly stuff.
You know, I never think of it that way. I never think of that we're slowing down. I've always thought about it speeding up. Is that weird? Maybe but I'm also one of my favorite investors. His name is Ray Dalio. Okay, and he talks about the ever changing of the world, where it has its cycles, where we live in cycles, right? And so you have one period of time, right? That one period of time, and it's like a predictable cycle, and then you can predict this modern history within that cycle, and we're just going to continue those cycles, right? But I feel like that's true in terms of world order, but I think it's very different in terms of like actually people's lives, right? Like technology is moving faster, but I also recognize that like I'm not getting smarter, right? Someone is smart enough to keep up. And you know what I mean? Who's smart enough to not just keep up, but push on and be like, yo, look, let's get involved. Let's you know, I feel like it's we live in this world like your profession needs to be paying attention, like to the real thing, right? Because we're all fighting for attention right now. Ray Dalio's like, dude, listen. And even Gary Vaynerchuk always talking about like who got your attention. And I'm like, yo, I be watching a lot of like YouTube. And I'm realizing like, dude, I don't even give my own attention to our taxes. Not like but like I pay my tax, but like actual where my tax money is going, what's going on with my community, how can I be better involved in my family's life? Like this thing is taking so much attention that it pulls you away from like, man, I could really get things done, right? So I'm wondering how to use this if it's taking my attention to divert it to make more of an impact, not only in my personal life, but the community as well. And so that's why I think yours is so interesting, because you say, I can do anything. Like literally, I could do anything. There's people out there making money off of selling stones and all. Like you have to understand that you could literally do anything. And by helping people, right, create things, you are literally a creator, right? Like literally, like your profession is creator and you get paid for it. And also have the potential to be doing paid really, really, really well with it. Imagine if you mix that with your mission. Your profession was your mission, right? Because it is something you're good at. It is something that like your, how do you say it? Shoot, I was on a roll. Damn, I was killing it. It's something you could be paid for, right? Right? It's also something that you love, right? You love art. Mm-hmm. It's also something that you need, right? You need balance. Isn't that so cool if that was your mission, right?
It is.
Your profession to go and do that. I think that would be really cool. Just what's your thought about that? Any comments, thoughts?
I think it's cool. I wanna chime in. So, you know how I said I have like a whole conspiracy theory on like myself and like my purpose. So, my first name actually means like advisor. It's random. Advisor. And I thought, or like counselor, and I thought that was always funny because I'm just like, who am I going to give advice to? Who am I going to counsel? But a lot of the times people are like over here like asking me for advice, or like coming to me like for a shoulder to like cry on, or like, you know, I guess just to feel like supported. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then what else? My middle name, it means like tree of life. It comes from the tree of life, the ancient yew tree, which is also poisonous.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I think it's funny because it's like they used to use the yew branches or whatever out of to make bows, I guess, like for archers. So my middle name also kind of like means like archer, but also like tree of life.
Yo.
So I thought that was cool. And then obviously my last name is Cruz, which it translates to cross. But like in different forms that it takes, like it could mean intersection, or I think crux also means like I forget what it means, but it's pretty much like when you get to a spot and like that's it, some shit like that. I don't remember. Like I would have to look it up. But yeah, I just like I find like interesting like meanings like for my name, and I'm just like, what does it mean? And then my numerology, like everyone in my family, we're all sixes, whatever that means. 666. My phone number, it's 666. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm just like, I didn't pick that number. I'm just like, the universe gives me like random stuff. So like I'm telling you, like I have this whole conspiracy theory, and hearing this, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
I am the chosen one. I'm just kidding. No.
But one of the things I think is that what I find is interesting. We don't really know what life can be like. In the grand scheme of things, we're really young. You know, we're like a blimp of time. But if we can always turn a situation, right, any situation, like like into a positive one, right?
Yeah.
It's just all about the way you look at it. And that's why I love what you mentioned. It's like, it's really about your perspective. Like, it really comes down to like, you know, you could be whatever you want to be. You could literally do that, right? There's people literally doing it.
You need the discipline and the motivation, and that mindset, you know, like.
And I think you also need a village.
Yeah, the support system, or
Right. You can
something to keep you going, something to keep you motivated.
Right. These pyramids weren't built alone.
No.
It takes people. It takes friends. It takes you like some united front, right? Like a community, a group of people that just want to be able to support. And I think that's really cool. And so, I support your mission. What is it? And dope. I love your profession, dude. Let's get after it. Okay.
Thank you. Let's go. Let's get it.
So now, we're gonna talk about the next two sides.
Okay.
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 Shoot, actually, Sarah, it's 8:45. It's getting late. How much time we got? You want to run it back? Are you tired?
Yeah.
Seriously?
All right, y'all. So you're gonna catch us on number 3.
Are you really tired?
I'm joking.
Okay, sure. I was about to say, let me know, Sarah. We can go. Okay. So it's 8:45. We could always run it back.
No, I'm just like, let me have a few more beers next time so I can get a little bit, like, get in here, get woke.
Dude, what are you talking about?
It's just like, these ones are hard. I'm like, I don't even know if you like just keep rephrasing them because you're like, this she's like,
No, hell no. I think what's cool is that like, I'm especially off camera because I would love to. Actually, probably on camera too. I'm down. We can go into that world. If you're okay with just completely not pivoting off of this, but like, let's save this for another day. I think we did some work there.
Okay.
I think we did some work. Okay. Like, so one of the things I find, and I'll make it quick. You okay? Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. I'm just looking at Sarah like, yo, look, I know I got to be up at like 5 a.m. Okay, fam. But we out here, and I'm sorry I'm not looking at chat right now. I'm just like, this conversation is really good. So my question for you, right, is, having conversations, right, with people.
Yeah.
Actually sitting down and having a conversation, right? There was this time back in college, right?
Okay.
That I was chilling with a really good friend, and excuse me, this was after college. So me and my friend used to do solar. So it was like me and this Asian guy. He was a really cool cat. And we would do solar, and we would like knock doors all day, and not like maybe get like 2 or 3 appointments, right? Trying to like get some people to sit down, trying to get some sales. Like it was rough. And this was like right after I graduated high school. Actually, I think I came back from the military at this point. It was one of those scenarios I was really thinking like, actually, this was before the military. This is one of the scenarios like me and this friend was like really just trying to get together and chill out. So I went to Claremont. And I'd never been to Claremont before, outside of going to like Claremont Village. But like Claremont is gorgeous.
It is, yeah.
It's gorgeous. Like it has this like scenery of people and things that you can do, and I think it's pretty awesome, right? But then I realized like I never get to explore it, right? Never get to go out there and see what's up. But I had this friend, and he's a dancer, and he would always go to the colleges. Like the Claremont has colleges, right?
They're just like open, I guess.
Yeah. It's like this. Literally, college students go and roam out all the time. I mean, listen, I hate to say it, but like if you ever come out to IE, it's one of the most gorgeous things to just walk around at night, right? That Claremont Village area, it's gorgeous, right? So I was walking through it, and we went to this bar spot, and the dude was playing live jazz, right?
Ooh, okay.
Like I'm trying, what I'm saying? Okay, listen.
You're like, this is a whole vibe.
This is a whole vibe.
Yeah.
This is a whole type of vibe, right?
Yeah.
Like this is a moment where you're thinking like, dude, this is a night.
You're like, I'm coming out of college again.
Yes. I'm thinking this is cool. This is like a life, right?
Yeah.
And this is, so you got this like live jazz playing, right? This got this music in the back. The people have the drinks on the sit. That's like it's this long hallway with a little zigzag to it. It's like cool. It's really cool ambiance, dope spot. Loved it. It was an awesome experience. And then we go back to his place. We're chilling out. We're chopping shop, right? We're sitting down like at like he has this like this little indent. You know the old school things like you would walk up, right? And instead of it going like upstairs, it would go downstairs, and there would be like a table and it have pillows, and you could just like go into like a cove in the middle of the house. It was legit.
What?
Absolutely amazing.
I lost you.
So he walked into the front door.
Yeah.
There was like an indent to go down.
Okay.
And it had like a little small table, and you would sit down. It was like a Japanese, that's Claremont. Swear to God, this is real. So me and him would go, and we would just talk, and just have a chat, just about life, and just interacting with like just each other and having like a moment of time, right? And that's my question for you, right? When you get to talk to people, right? When's the last time you had the feeling of like, dude, I had a great day. It was like a journey, you know, like pre-COVID, like, you know what I mean? Like where two people were able to get like, you know, what's up, brother? What's up, chilling? Like to see you. Like friends could just have an interaction with each other. Like high school, you used to hang out at your best friend's house all the time. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like being a kid. When was the last time you've been a kid?
Yeah, I feel like definitely pre-COVID, because I did get to see like a lot of my friends beforehand. During COVID, not so much, and then even now, I haven't really interacted with them as much as I'd like to. So I haven't really had that for a while. So I would say the last time that I've got to be a kid was definitely pre-COVID, and I feel it. I feel like I'm not as fun, or like I can't just be like, oh, let's just go out and do that, because things are like so different now. Like you kind of have that in the back of your head now. Like I don't know if it's just me, but you're just kind of like, oh,
I'm here.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think there was a time where you used to feel like you could sit down with someone and just have a conversation and be kids, like in a way of just being where you don't have to be worried consequences or like what's gonna happen, or like, yo, like literally as if like you had no worries.
Yeah, like everything is just like you're just there, you're having whatever you're having.
It's the best moment of life.
Yeah.
You know? Like nothing, dude, literally nothing could go wrong right now. Like this is it. Like I could do this, right? I feel like that's the best part about a kid, is always able to see that it's all, dude, what do you mean they're what? Tomorrow's gonna be amazing, Brand. Tomorrow we're gonna, like, you're always excited.
Like stop overthinking. Like it's take a day
You know,
by day. Yeah,
right,
like,
dude.
yeah.
What do you mean? Today's gonna be a great day. Let's go. And then at night, every day, you're like, oh, tomorrow's we're gonna have, like, it's never. You're never thinking like.
You're for sure always hype when you're a kid.
Yes, you're not like, fuck, tomorrow I gotta go do this. I gotta,
Yeah.
you know. And I wanted to take a time with you. You know, I want to take time with people where we could just sit down and just have a moment of time to talk about things and have fun and enjoy, and not have to worry so much about tomorrow, right? Just to be able to be like, yo, right? Not worry, but be excited for it, right?
Yeah.
And not run away from it, but actually like, yo, let's build it. Let's build it. Why not? If you're out there and you're sitting there thinking to yourself like, man, my situation is going in a direction I want to go, or whatever, right? Right? But you're like, man, I want to do something, then let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Why not? Let's start. You know what I mean? And I think that's the best part. Sitting down with people who are excited and want to be able to, you know, 2 nights in a row, girl. Like 2 nights in a row. She was like, I'm down. I was like, okay, let's go. And I was mad late. So sorry, guys. Hey, listen, we were supposed to start this almost an hour earlier. It's my fault. Okay. But just know that we'll be way more prompt here. We're gonna get serious.
I was also supposed to give some shout outs out, but you never asked about the Pokemon community. Sorry about that.
Yo, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just saying. Either way, my Discord wasn't working, but I just want to give a shout out to Padawan Lisa. Woo!
Hey, what's up, Padawan Lisa?
Yeah, Padawan organizes the raids, and she's the creator of that Discord that we love so much. Ooh. So my Shopify is going to be up and running soon. Not quite sure why it's not working at the moment, but we will be working on that. So yeah, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Also want to give a shout out to my boo, MacPixel909.
Hey.
Kill me if I don't say hi. Save the bees.
Save the bees.
It's a fish.
So yeah, we got some teary eyes in the chat. I don't have any of the things, Sarah, unless you wanna. It didn't refresh for me. Yeah, is there anything on chat? Do you want me to?
I think she's from. Ooh.
Sarah's gonna toss it over here because I don't want to forget some shout outs, fam. So we want to say what's up to the people who chill with us tonight. Yes.
She said, so
people.
sad I missed the first 20 minutes. We love Monica. She's so wonderful. Thanks for the team. Padawan?
Team Padawan.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, you're amazing.
So sorry, guys. You know, I meant to get. I totally forgot
It's
about
okay,
adding the
it's
community
okay.
She
into
said
there.
she's a Padawan Lisa.
Padawan Lisa, yes.
Yes, I was saying.
Thank you, Padawan
thanks for the
Lisa.
shout out. Look at
Woo!
that.
Any more shout outs? Well, actually, I can't check my Discord right now. The network. But
Yo, yeah, we definitely gotta figure out how to better ways. We had
Yeah.
tablets we were supposed to bring, so we're gonna pull them out and just be able to look at chat and interact with you guys. I think that'd be really cool. I think it'll be more especially
better.
more. Yeah, we'll get better as we
Yeah, we'll
grow.
get
So
better.
thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. Where can they follow you, Mon? Well, yeah, good old Monica, Mrs. Cruz. Where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at vonniev.lacroix. That's my current Instagram. My Finsta. It's gonna be rebranding. We're rebranding. And you can also find me on Shopify. My Shopify, I believe, is santmoni.myshopify.com. And if it's not up and running right now, it will for sure by the end of the week. I have no idea what's going on with it, but I will get to you. I still have more graphics and more sticker retail to put up. So for now, if you don't see something that you would fully commit to, maybe down the road, down this week, you will.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool because people can follow it and grow. So as they see more posts and stuff like that, especially your IG. You can post some of your work there. It'd be fun. So
I also have TikTok, but I don't really use it. But
TikTok's a great place to post that
so
stuff.
maybe I will start.
Sure.
My current TikTok, I believe it's at Vonnie V. It might also be at vonniev.lacroix. I'll have to check.
We got you, though.
Yeah, I
We got your finger on the pulse. We'll probably get on her Twitter. And
I'm
we'll
like,
tweet
how
it
do I
out.
not know my own
Tweet it
my
out.
handles?
No, you're straight. It's one of those things that, we're just having a convo, Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us. We will definitely do better. We're going to be able to have a better communication thing, especially for tablets and stuff like that. So definitely love your feedback. Anything we can increase the show. It'll be really fun. But regardless, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part. And we're excited to have you on. Okay.
Thanks for having me. Bye. entrepreneur high school.
Yeah, you heard about that?
Yeah.